Hi guys, so you probably clicked on this video because you are in the position where you don't necessarily have loads of capital, but you're seeing all these people online, ourselves included, showing that they make money from property, right? And you also want to start making money for yourself as well. In this particular video, we're going to take some time to go through, number one, how you can actually start making money without property. No BS. We're not going to, send you loads of fluff and tell you to take out credit cards and loans and whatever. We're not going to tell you to do that. You have nothing in your bank. This is what you should do. And we're also going to break down exactly how to do it and the full roadmap, basically. And that all starts with mindset.
So with mindset, you probably realize that you want to get into property, but you have no money. So then you're thinking, I'll do it tomorrow. But you know that's not going to happen. If you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it next month when I have enough money, you're not going to do it. Like, are you really going to save up like that 7k to start or that 5k to start and then throw it all into property? You're not going to do that. Like, let's just be real. So you're probably in the position right now where you realize that you need to invest something now or you're never going to invest. And that's actually a really good place to be. Although you don't have the money to invest into running Airbnbs, you're in the right mind space, and that's very important in your success. If you're not in the right mind frame, you're never going to achieve success. So you're probably realizing that you need to do something now and you have no money. That's exactly why you've clicked on this video. It's not because you have the money and you're waiting. That's not the case. It's because you don't have the money and you really want to get into property. And that's exactly why we're going to speak about something called deal sourcing. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. If this is your first time hearing about it, you're going to be shocked because it's really good and it'd be stupid to miss out on. If it isn't your first time hearing about it, why haven't you started? I don't know. But this is what deal sourcing is before you start asking questions.
Right, so deal sourcing. What is it? Why does it work? And how can you do it? Number one, what is it? So I'll go over what is it. He'll go over why it works. Now I'll go over how it's done. What is it? It is where you will package a deal and sell it on to an investor. You are sourcing deals for investors, right? That's what deal sourcing is. You're probably saying, what the hell does packaging a deal mean? What the hell is a deal? Generally speaking, it's very, very easy to get into rent-to-rent deal sourcing. So you're finding rent-to-rent deals where landlords have their property on the market to let, literally like that sign over there, all these signs that you'll see, to let. You then approach that landlord and you get them to agree to a company let, and then you sell that on to an investor. So that's what it is in a short little explanation, but that's effectively what it is, right? And why does it work? He's going to go over that right now.
So why does deal sourcing actually work? The main reason that deal sourcing works is because there are a lot of people in this world who have been given money, whether that's inheritance, whether they've just saved up a lot of money. They have money, but they don't have time. If you don't have time, speaking to landlords every single day, speaking to estate agents, going on viewings, it's just not convenient for you. So what they want to do is they want to use their money to basically buy them some time. And the way they do that is by approaching deal sources. Why? Because deal sources have deals ready. They have landlords who have already agreed that you can take on the property as a company let, and that's exactly what they're paying for. They're paying for that exact convenience. They're skipping the whole process of you going through rejections, all of that sort of stuff. People can't really deal with rejections as well. Not everyone is as strong-minded as certain people. So you get people who would just rather not face like 600 rejections like us, or they just simply don't have the time to be speaking to these landlords. And that's why deal sourcing works, because they are the sort of people who are going to buy deals which make them money as well, because they're looking to use their money to make them money. And that's why deal sourcing actually works, because they don't have the time but they have the money. And also, you know that some people as well, they try to speak to landlords. They go for it, they speak to landlords every day, and they realize, you know what, I don't want to be doing this. It's not as fun as what it sounds like. And yeah, after a while, after working, then they save up a few pennies or whatever, a few pounds, few thousands. Then they're like, you know what, I've had enough of speaking to landlords. I don't really want to do this anymore. I'd rather just buy a deal. And that's very, very common as well. People will go into it starting thinking, yo, you know what, rejections don't faze me. I'm completely fine. Then they get rejected a few times. Then they realize how many time wasters there are as well. Like landlords who say yeah and then just completely blank you the next day. And then they're like, you know what, I'd rather not rely on the 1% and I'll just pay for it instead. And that's why deal sourcing sort of works.
My question is how can you get it done? So firstly, I just want to say that as he explained and as I explained, it's about you going out, speaking to landlords who have their properties on the market, negotiating that they they're happy to do a company let, which basically means that a company will rent it from them, put it on Airbnb or do whatever they do. Companies have many different ways of doing company let. Sometimes they do social housing, sometimes they already have corporate contracts, sometimes they have contractor contracts. There's lots of different ways, but company let is the easiest way of saying it, right? It's now key that you get the landlord to agree to it. You then go to the investors and you contact them, let them know there's a deal, and all they need to do now is pay you for access to that deal. Once they have that deal, given that you've done your due diligence and you're actually good at sourcing, they then make money. So do you realize in all of that how it costs you nothing? To go to a viewing, you can do that for free, right? Don't pick viewings which are on the other side of the country because you're going to have to pay for that. But if you go for viewings which are around you in your local area where you can walk, where you can perhaps, I don't know, if you drive, you don't need that much money to drive around. So if you pick viewings like that, number one, that makes it really, really cost effective. And number two, you can build connection in your local area. And then once you have a deal, and speaking's free, you speak to landlords, you come back on your phone, you message people on WhatsApp, you spend your time on your phone watching probably TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. If you spend all that time and energy on just going on WhatsApp, messaging investors and building a list of investors firstly, secondly, messaging those investors and getting them to agree to your deal, getting them to understand your projections, seeing the potential that your deal has for them, your life will be very, very easy and you make a lot more money. Now, the roadmap from here on is quite simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a video later this week or maybe even next week where we're going to go through the full A to Z of deal sourcing. We'll give you all the knowledge in once because we feel like this video is like an introduction to the concept, but we'll give you every bit of information next week. But the key bit here is to understand you are building your cash pot to put into bigger investments and better investments. Deal sourcing is good because it allows you to make cash when you're not putting much in, which is great. You're selling a service effectively, and service businesses are always really labor heavy but cash rich. Now, what you want to do with that cash that you end up making, let's say you sell, each deal that you sell, by the way, is £3,000, right? £3,000 for a deal, for you speaking to a landlord, getting them to agree to a company let and having an investor take it. £3,000 an investor will pay you. And this is common, like it happens a lot. There's so many people that do deal sourcing and do it well. And it's just such a great method because there's so much demand for property in the UK. But that's step one. You would then look to put that money into rent-to-rent deals because once you do that, it's only costing what 5, 7, 3k depending on the deal, and you're then cash flowing every single month. And then eventually, what you'd obviously do is start buying properties. So this is the framework, this is the roadmap, and this is how you can start with zero. If you are not starting from now on because you know exactly what you need to do, why it works, and how to do it. If you don't now start, it is onto you. It is down to you. You have all the tools to do something, to make something, to build something, to create something. And if you don't do it, it's because you are simply procrastinating. And procrastinating will get you nowhere. So please take this as your sign to take action. Go out there, get it done. And I promise you, it will be difficult. There will be some times where you're getting no's and it feels bad. But in the day you get that yes, and the day you get multiple yeses, and the day that you're printing money and you're owning properties like you dream to do, those no's won't even matter. So take action and never look back. That's what I'd say.
And yeah, the best thing about deal sourcing as well, before owning your own rent-to-rent properties, is that it gets you involved in the speaking to landlords game as well, especially if you're looking to be a deal sourcer. You're going to be speaking to landlords every day. You're going to be around properties every day. You're going to be going to viewings. You're so prepared. If someone has money but they're looking to get into rent-to-rent, but you've been deal sourcing for a while and you obviously don't have money, even if you haven't sold a deal, you're going to be so much better on the viewing day. You're going to be so much better looking for properties. You're going to be so much better at running your numbers to make sure the properties actually work. So make sure you get into deal sourcing. It's only going to benefit you if you're looking to take on rent-to-rent properties in the future. So that was all for today's video. Hope you did enjoy that. We will make a more in-depth video about how deal sourcing actually works. Right now, obviously, we've just given you the idea, but stay tuned for that video. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a like. Any feedback, leave it in the comments. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. Take care, guys.